My name is Bill Torella. My experience was great. I remember leaving my body. I felt like I left my body in this magnificent green mist via my eyes. The bright mist was like a green spring plant multiplied 1,000 times. Beautiful. I'm above my body, peering at myself, calm and quiet. Beyond that, I love myself without body care. I recognize my body. I'm hanging over my body, peering down at myself, and I assume I left from your pineal gland in the middle of the forehead because I did not know about near-death experiences. As I stare at my body, I believe the spirit lingers till it understands it's dead. I was obscured by a light beam that opened from behind me and crossed under me. I didn't care about my body. Ecstatic, I felt terrific. This beautiful gateway of color and light captivated me. It lured me in without permission. I'm in an awesome tunnel. I'm cradled by love and moving quicker with these colors. Colors flow through me. I watch nebulas pass by and wonder why I'm traveling so fast without a breeze. Like light speed, while loving and cradling, love grows. I believe in God, so heaven is my final destination. I entered a beautiful illuminated space full of people. I felt in my heart, soul, and spirit without a body. I considered them family and friends. I murmured to myself, I'm home. I'm finally home. I was home. I'll return to my house. I was relieved. Yes, Bill, you're home in the light of God. My name is Antonia, and I'm one of your guides, she says to me. I'm one of 3 of your guides. You have 2 others. Another voice speaks. The voices I hear now include spirits. I have Antonia's voice. After she mentioned I'm in God's light, I exclaimed, I know, I feel God. I feel God in this light. Amazing. She told me she had 2 guides, and another bright, gorgeous being responded. Hello, Billy. It was my brother, Peter. He raised me, so I'll never forget him. Father traveled frequently for business. Like my father, he accompanied me to ball games and did everything for me. His death physically killed me, but I knew he was alive again. Yes, it's Peter Blee. We have to leave now and go to your life review. I didn't know what that meant, so we departed. He enhances my beauty. This is great, showing me my childhood recollections. See what I've done for pals. I just now recognize myself in my body. I imagine myself and Peter looking 31 and beautiful. They bring me, and were at my side taking my friends out. Growing up, my mom had a pub and grill across from a baseball stadium. We always went to sports games, and she gave me extra money to aid my friends who couldn't. A lot of my pals were nice, and they never took advantage of me since they always returned my favors. I bought cinema popcorn and Coke. We occasionally visited Brooklyn's Coney Island Seashore Entertainment Park. The park was gorgeous. Now they're presenting me all these lovely good things one after another, unlike in my teens. Lovely. They witnessed me graduate, earn awards, and win the Andrew Lloyd Webber Prize at WNBC for the Jesus Christ Superstar Card Tournament. All this is returning to my life, happiness, and people. I see and feel it. It was like returning. Flickering screen. We moved rapidly. As I move, we stop. As we stop, I'm in the ambulance. My ambulance partner and I are on a call. He was my partner, Danny. Danny was his name in the novel, but I changed their appearance. No idea, the publisher told me. Danny and I got a call on our way to the station after writing the book. In Miami in the morning, we loaded our automobiles for the day. We worked a 24-hour shift on I-95 towards North Miami Beach. Near 79th or 80th Street in North Miami Beach was our station. Danny and I stare at each other when the radio announces a 37 on I-95 North at 135th Street. Less than 2 minutes. Since our area is 2 minutes, they would have been 15 minutes away if they called our station. I instantly took the mic and stated, "This is 67F, we're going to take the call." The dispatcher told 69 Bill, and Danny would handle the call. They existed. I put the mic down, and we arrived. 1 police car, the truck, and the automobile that hit it. After getting out of the truck, I observed a boy with a bleeding forehead and other injuries. So I grabbed the aid bag and ran. Danny gets out of the car, runs with me, sits on the floor, and shouts, "It's over, my sister, my sister." He looked fine but had little forehead and cheek lacerations. We turn around and see half his sister's head through the windscreen. Her cranium was hit by half the windscreen. Much blood. We must assess this immediately. Danny and I rapidly assessed the situation and said, "We got to get her off. We can't wait for the fire truck to come 'cause we didn't know when they were going to come with the cutters. The fire truck's cutters cut the windscreen, leave it in our head. I went outside hesitantly. He got her head over the glass from me. He had her head on his lap. He kept her head down because she was bloody as we pulled down. I'm not a head or skull expert, but bad wounds and injuries bleed a lot. Head does. We take her. Dan drives, I'm back medic, covering her head with gauze. Behind her is her stretcher. To stop bleeding, I'm lowering her head with a gauze pad. My brother is in the back section. Sitting man on other side is weeping. Probably younger than her. His age is unknown. Now she seizes. Seizures occurred while unconscious. Her body bounces off the gurney as I keep her head down. She was secure when we put her in the unit. I sat on the edge to save her from falling. I held my palm under her neck and on top of her head, but the seizure rotated her body and raised her legs. When I yell, "God help me," Peter's hand enters. Peter's hand touches my side of this girl's head. My near-death experience is shown. Luckily, Parkway General Hospital was minutes away. Previously Parkway General Hospital. We went to hospital. I said, "God help me," expecting the brother in the unit would hold her legs down, which he did. All hospital nurses were found. The crowd was ready. She was taken to surgery by Gurney. Danny and I were bleeding, so we returned to the station. We must change everything before our next call out. They approved because we have 2 more units. We entered, showered quickly, changed outfits, and continued. One of my worst days physically. I kept thinking about her. I only thought about this girl. I got up early the next morning after all my normal and emergency calls. Thinking about this girl kept me awake. I have done this for years, yet she kept coming to mind. I woke Danny up early to return our unit downtown. After saying, "Danny, wake up," he asked, "Why?" I replied, "We have to go to Parkway," and he answered, "Bill, she's dead. She's not alive anymore. Let go." Urged him to go because it bothered me all day. Up Parkway we sped. We went 6 or 7 km out of our way and had to return. Since I woke him up an hour earlier, I had time. In the hospital, we entered the ER. We visited the ER 3 times a day, so I knew most of the nurses. The nurse, I think her name was Becky, asked, "What happened to the young lady we brought in yesterday?" She bent down and said, "You want to meet her?" My arm hair stood up. It gave me chills. It felt amazing. After saying, "Follow me," she entered her room and sat up in bed. She wore a 6-inch turban from forehead to back. She was eating jelly and didn't recognize us when we entered. After setting down the jelly, her brother woke up from sleeping on the chairs and remarked, "This is the man that saved your life." I was thrilled. It was fun then. They kept showing me great things. Then it changed. They then showed me my little yet hurtful lifetime wrongs. I was there again when they took. Just like when they showed me the excellent stuff, I was shown how my emotional turmoil hurt someone. Teenagers make terrible mistakes, but the worst was when they showed me when I left my first marriage. I felt her pain. We had boy. I was stupid, young, and selfish. Felt pain. Caused agony. Pain increased. Later, they showed me more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me, God. Forgive me. Shattered everything. Here are Antonia, Peter, and me in full shape. I thought about all the good things I did as a paramedic, like saving lives with CPR, helping others, and doing the right thing. I didn't hear him but said, "Bill, you did well, I think. I don't judge. You evaluate yourself there." That hurt me. That aged terribly. Antonia, Bill, look at yourself. Antonio added, "Look at yourself. They're all in these magnificent beams of light in heaven. I call it heaven because I believe in God and the universe. Examined myself, I looked like them when the green mist I was in became a bright green beam. Wonderful. In love again. You have more information in light energy than on Earth. Our mind uses 6% of its capacity, they say. It's about 90% of our mind's capacity on the other side. The other side of love feels different. The best sensation is being in God's love and light. If you feel God, you belong. We're great lights. God, the universe, is energetic. God is light. Faith in God, being Christian, I think all nice people get to heaven, not only Jesus. It's irrelevant. Peter introduces my third guardian, Oren, and I see a huge, gorgeous angel approaching. His first words were, "Bill, You did fine. I wasn't relieved, but I knew. We are going up now. My book calls it the Hall of Events. Near-death experiences may reveal Akashic records or other things. We're traveling again. We move. We move to the beautiful Hall of Events. This feels like a gigantic crystallized theater. Some computer screens flicker and move quickly. They show me time. Misunderstanding. I didn't get his "we are going to show you" then. I'm seeing time. They bring back world events. They recall fights I never fought, or maybe I did. I assume they took me to World War II or Korea. I have no idea, but they started me. Take me to birth. Beautiful birth memory. I'm watching while the three of us stand there. Moving again. Moving at light speed. We see everything gleaming. We've stopped and I'm at school. Not sure of grade. An elementary school principal used a wall speaker to address the students. The principal says, "President John F. Kennedy just got shot in Dallas, Texas." The class was sad, so they let us go home early. The pub and grill my mother ran was closed when I entered my house. Her buddy Christine watched me as a child. Christine periodically watched me and helped around the house. Mom's best buddy. Regular singing resumed when I arrived home. My mother sang beautifully in 1930s and 1940s big bands. My house was like Lady Sings the Blues every day because her friend Christine sang like Diana Ross. When I returned, they were both crying at the kitchen table. "I know, Mom. I know President Kennedy just got shot." I joined them in tears. Painful moment. We relocate again, stopping at events. I quit after Vietnam. I left building tops. Not during the fun, but when helicopters evacuated people from the building. The war probably ended in 1974, 73, 74 of 75. I forget the year, but we quit. This beyond that. Deaths occurred on the road. Martin Luther King and JFK's brother were ignored. We stopped at these major events and passed my near life. Naturally, it showed my behavior. My life has been examined, but now my body is dying. I won't die since we live forever in light. Passing now. As we pass, we stop. My heart knows 9 events. 9 events was my first significant event after death. They brought me 7 years to 9 events when I had many Brooklyn friends working in the skyscrapers. I died in 1994. I see cracks, ash falling, and people running as we pause. Like my guardians, I see everything plainly. I start to race, but they say, Bill, you can't run. We're in physical form again. This is only the 2 times you're in physical form in your near-death experience and the Akashic records that I've seen. My body physically moved, but not in my physical body, if you could understand what I'm saying. It was just a picture of myself, basically, to simplify it. Oren says, "Bill, you can't. This is your future." I'm confused. I failed to grasp near-death experiences. Oren said, "This is your future. What do you see, Bill?" "I see everything." "Do you notice?" "Yes, I see everything," he says. "Bill, you're staring forward. You cannot go. Nothing can damage you from there, so don't worry about falling." In 2001, 2002, I authored Choices, my first book. In a brief portion of the book, I illustrate how technology is advancing. After seeing the event's final outcome and 2 possible endings, we have many things to work on to create jobs and bring peace to the world. I feel like I'm on an aircraft of planes seeing our decisions and how we make them. We govern everything, right and wrong, they told me. I saw burning cities. I noticed them because I'm standing there. They flick over and show me utopia. They tell me, "Bill, these are your choices, and there are 7 or 8 flights between. But these are your top 2 and most essential choices." These planes feel like parallel universes. We could control our result and future. We decide how to act. I always tell folks to be kind and serve others. That's humanity. This leads to utopia. A path of selfishness, thievery, and criminality is bad. You can see places around the world, including the US, going apart. I hope it ends and we can end the trauma and homelessness. You have to tell me later how it is there, because in the US some states have so much homelessness. We must fix that and support these folks, hopefully using some of our earnings for feeding, helping, and sheltering. People need this globally. It's global. If there's a lot of money to be given out, I hope it's given to the good, to aid to healthcare by sending doctors to other nations and ours, and to building other countries along with ours. Our infrastructure is ancient and falling apart, and other countries are far ahead. The Hall of Events ended with that, which I hope and pray for. They showed me the two options. I saw other planes, but they said those two were most significant. Choice is our outcome. We must decide. I think doing good is simple, loving, and compassionate. Force always exists. The universe has yin and yang, which sometimes converge. Sometimes good outweighs evil. Sometimes evil outweighs good. Right now, I think we're in a correction period where we have to return everything back to normal, if not paradise. Sure, you do. The Hall of Events ended there. Okay, the final. Sorry for taking up too much time. Yes, I have questions. Okay. Can you glimpse the future of mankind or humanity? Yes, I explained that. I feel the Hall of Events. Some things happen around me now that I wasn't taught about. Not radio frequency, you know? I'm a regular person who narrowly escaped death. I sometimes feel awful about things. I think they destroyed Baghdad in 2002. I forget the year, but remember when America bombarded Baghdad after 9/11? In my nightmares, tornadoes hit violently and objects exploded. These dreams occurred before the bombing. These dreams followed the bombing. Moving on to 2002's physical existence after the blast. The U.S. southeastern region was devastated after the Baghdad attack, which they showed me in that Hall of Events time. About 300 tornadoes pounded the southeast 2 weeks to a month after the blast. I shook my wife in the night when I sweated. That tornado dream came back, you know. The year was 2002. I didn't recognize it as the Baghdad bombing, but I believe our Earth has a spirit. Earth lives. I think it's alive. Our Earth provides oxygen. Rivers and veins provide our lifeblood, water. Keeping the Earth healthy is crucial.